We're starting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind FPS Impromptu Part 2. Things happened during the last FPS under the same title. The subtitle on this title card should tell you all that, the end results and the reason why we are doing this Impromptu Part 2. My name is Mira. I will be playing Sammy, the boy who accidentally broke another boy. And with me are the two very wonderful.
Hi, it's your boy, Avi, and I'm here cameoing with my boy, Arata. Who's
It ain't a cameo.
Here.
It's not a cameo anymore.
It's not a cameo anymore.
You're a full-ass member in this one. We had to make a whole second FPS to make you included because this is not going to be a cameo.
Arata's here. And that's all you gotta know.
Oh god, this is my first time meeting Arata. And then there's me, Spec, player of the broken one. I play Timmy, and I don't know what happened, dear listeners. If I could tell you, I would. But here we sit. Or stand, if you're standing while listening. And welcome. Welcome back.
Okay, for warning's sake, last time we were hoping for a mild to medium. That did not happen. It turned into high angst. We are praying that this does not turn into severe angst in this impromptu part 2. We are suspecting high angst on the radar, considering what happened last time. For a recap, for those who don't want to listen to the first part because we delved into some very serious, heavy topics, such as the Toon trade, denial of emotions and thus suppressing emotions. We also talked about
you could just read the current trigger warnings.
Yeah, that's fair. We talked about abandonment, a child defenestrating himself out a window,
looking at you, Camille.
past PC death, hatred. We also talked about a lot of the realities of certain aspects of the D&D world. Sometimes that appears, that goes along with the Toon trade. And we talked about quite a few serious topics. And that all coalesced into my dear boy Sammy breaking Timmy. I apologize again. I understand that this is going to be kickstarting his healing arc, but right now my boy is panicking and holding this other boy very closely. And to recap where we left off last time, like right before we called for a break, Sammy had called out his familiar Splot and had tied a note to Splot's service vest to go find Arata, who last Sammy knew was in the kitchens. And I guess if that's all of the warnings, if you guys want to add anything else, we could start or add a few things if I missed anything.
Basically, all the topics discussed. Going to warn for this FPS and for the last one, of course. We're gonna have a broken boy. That is self-explanatory, which means there's no good way to talk about that.
And if continue.
You go.
And if I may, cut in real quickly, disclaimer, because there is definitely going to be probably some talk about mental health, and just in case we do get into that, none of us sitting here in this voice call speaking right now are actually majors in psychologists. None of us are therapists. Yes. We are all flying by the seat of our pants. If you have, actual mental health issues, please see a real doctor.
listen, D&D is dark, D&D is interesting, D&D is not therapy. Please find actual genuine.
Yeah.
Do not take any of us as professionals. We are simply people with little characters trying their best. And none of our characters are professionals either. At that.
Yep.
So, yes, especially what Avi said. Please, dear God, don't take this as genuine advice. Because I look at our characters and they are all flawed greatly. And by honesty, they're probably all going to have a little bit of flawed advice as well.
Mm.
But yeah, what else was there? There was something I was meaning to mention. Shit, give me a moment.
I'm trying to think if I forgot anything.
Did you guys mention why Timmy broke?
Yes, that was it. Thank you. Timmy, because it wasn't that's why I wasn't remembering, because it wasn't a warning, it was a genuine explanation. For context, for those who don't want to listen, the things that broke Timmy were, first of all, the mention of the pre-aforementioned Toon trade, which we are gonna try not brush up on that at all. But it may get brought up. But to be honest, we are trying to steer away from these heavy topics. We've putting the warning in there, though, because since that's what's broke him, they may be brought up. It was then followed by the realization that you can't save everyone, which is that's a big thing in D&D. Still a hard pill to swallow. However, the thing that broke Timmy was in the last FPS, Sammy figured out what gray means on Timmy's bandana. Sammy is also, to my knowledge, the first person to tell Timmy what gray means on his bandana. So yes, Timmy found out it means denial. He is not handling that well, because it has effectively shattered his reality a bit.
It's turned it upside down and dumped everything onto the ceiling that is now the floor.
Because let's be honest, finding out that the past 5 years of your life have been heavily driven by you denying things, there is no good way to handle that. At all. I did a full analysis on his character in DMs over this, during the break, and I will probably reference that later, but I will not say it now, because hopefully that will get actually discussed here. Because hopefully we will end this with a not broken Timmy. Because, by God, Noodle's gonna kill me. I say this jokingly. Noodle's the sweetest person ever. Jubilee's gonna kill me. Jubilee will kill me. And maybe, I don't know who else at this point. If we don't end this with a not broken Timmy, because that means Jubilee has a broken little brother now.
And it would technically be Sammy's fault.
So we're really hoping that my muse kicks in by the end of this.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like that is plenty of warnings given. That is plenty of background information given. As always, there is no shame dropping out listening during an FPS. Please, self-care. Please.
And if you're listening to the recording, take your time.
Yes. I haven't finished some recordings for the same reason. I am doing them in 5-minute increments. The recording will still be there.
Yes.
So we cannot emphasize self-care on this.
Alright.
All of us are self-care. Underlined, bolded, circled.
Alright, but getting right into it, Sammy, you have called upon your familiar. What's your familiar's name again, by the way?
Blot.
Blot.
No, not Blot. Blot. Let me type it out. Well, another pecker. Autocorrect hates me.
Splot. Okay.
With an S.
I did not hear you well. Splot, Splot has, left to, follow your order to find Arata and give you the note that you had written down for him to read. A few minutes later, there is the sound of the door opening, and there is a very distressed Arata as he just goes, "What do you mean you broke a guy? What?"
This is a very serious moment, but that's such a hilarious scene to me.
Sammy just opens his mouth, and he's still holding Timmy, who is very basically catatonic right now, and he's just like, we were talking, and then I figured out why his bandana goes gray, and it was denial, and he's been apparently denying a lot. Oh.
Who is this guy?
His name's Timmy. He found out that I was a color changing tune like him from Juby and Jubilee, and we were. I broke him. Help,
Sammy.
I didn't mean to break him. I didn't mean to break him.
No, Sammy, calm down. Calm down.
He's just looking at you with his shading really dark purple and his eyes really big and they're watering, and he's just like, I didn't mean to break him.
This gives me the vibes of Ghibli tear.
Yeah, like they're big, fat, watery Ghibli tears, and he's just like, help! I don't know what to do, how to fix this.
Arata has his bag with him, and Genie looks over his shoulder. Sammy, you hear Genie when he speaks. Unfortunately, Timmy does not. Genie.
I will tell you right now, Timmy is not here. The only reaction that Timmy Muse has given me is when Arata walked in. There was the slightest movement in the hug to where he almost started to hug Sammy tighter, and he slightly looked up and looked around, but he's not even looking at Arata. He is completely out of it.
Oh, man. In that case, you do not hear the meows as Genie just says, "Alright, I'm on it." And, Genie hops out of the bag onto the bed, and, Timmy, you now have a cat in your lap.
Timmy just looks at the cat.
The cat looks back up at you.
And then he is almost looking through the cat. There's nothing there.
You're getting head-butted in the stomach by this cat. Yikes, this one's bad.
I'm sitting here genuinely trying to imagine how Timmy's reacting. I feel like his hand might twitch a little to reach for the cat, but it's not like a conscious movement. It's more like there's nothing up there. He is going through motions.
This cat locks his gaze with you, Timmy, even if you're not, like, looking directly at him, and just very, very slowly this cat sticks out its tongue at you.
Okay, this is hard because I, the player, think that's the cutest thing ever, and I cannot let that mess up the muse.
I mean, you could try rolling a whiz save.
I'm gonna roll a whiz save. The thing is Timmy is somewhat responsive, but there's not like a thought up there.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know how to flavor that. Because, like I said, he's somewhat responsive. You stick out the tongue, and his mouth just twitches. And then he just keeps staring. He's kind of okay, I don't want to use this word because one second. I don't know if this is actually what he's doing because like we said in the beginning, not professionals.
Kind of like dissociating a bit.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Is he doing that?
It does
Like,
it does seem to me kind of.
Okay, because that's
like
what I
it's
was
either
thinking.
that or he's gone catatonic.
Yeah.
Okay, either way, he seems to be somewhat present in the moment because he is reacting to things. There is not an emotional response with it.
Yeah, that it
Mhm.
might be like more on the lines of dissociation.
Okay. Like I said, not professionals. Repeating that, underlining it, bolding it, circling it.
Yeah.
As
Yep,
obvious by me not even knowing what the word is.
we're just trying to put to words what we think is happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um.
Adds that to list of things to put into content warning.
Yeah. No. As this happens, and as Jeannie is watching you very like carefully, trying to get a good gauge of the situation, he's just, yikes. And Arata just kind of like sighs and rubs a hand against his face, and he just goes, "What do you say?"
How do you get onto this? This is a stranger.
Yeah, he's okay. Can I roll a general insight and see what that gets me?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'm
What the
I want
fuck?
to end this. Oh god. I don't like that. That's either a nat 1 or nat 20.
No, it's still very high though.
Okay. Whew. Okay, first of all, like I said, you can tell there's nothing up there. Timmy has whatever, like what Sammy said, the denial thing has genuinely put Timmy in a state of, he's trying to process this. It's not, and maybe he is processing it, but there's nothing up there right now. And he's responsive, which by gosh, that's not a good thing to have. That's like it's good to be
Yeah.
responsive. I'm trying to put this into words because that is a really high number. Timmy's bandana is going through the rainbow.
Ah.
Honestly, I think Sammy's kind of basically just in tears at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
he's so sorry.
The problem is, and because honestly, think about the bandana, that's how I get a good state of his emotion. His bandana keeps trying to go to gray, but it can't. Because he knows what that means. Which means that feeling has to be wrong. There's something he's not emitting, but he doesn't know what emotion to feel. So honestly, not only is it going through every color, it's switching between white and black. And I, the player, don't even know what white or black mean. His emotions right now are completely out of his own control, and he has no idea what they are. And that's why you could probably tell this is going on, is because his emotions are so out of it, his brain is refusing to process things because it would mean opening that.
Yeah, I think Arata is going to be kind of soft because this is a stranger. He doesn't know this guy. This guy doesn't know him. I think he's kind of soft when he says, well, he's going to first of all take a seat on the other side of the bed. So it's now like Sammy, Timmy in a hug, and then Jeannie is in Timmy's lap, and then Arata's like nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what he says is, "Hey, buddy." Okay. First of all, I'm not sure if you can actually hear me like this or even process what I'm saying.
1 second. 1 second. Sorry, something just came up away from my away from this. 1 second. Give me 5 seconds.
Whoa. Also, Arata, are you sure you want to do this?
Sitting here, Sammy's just like dying. He didn't.
Okay, 1 second. I just got a call. Give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Alright, no problem.
OBS. I'll be right back.
We can just talk about our character's state of mind. It's fine.
Yeah, Arata's just like, who is this kid? How does he know what?
Do you think Arata even got any of the information Sammy anxiously rambled at him? Because he was very distressed.
He picked up a few things, mostly about the emotions, like denial or something. He just knows that this is a boy, and the boy broke. And also who those colors don't look good.
Mm-hmm. It feels so bad because he just kept accidentally bringing up things that kept smacking Timmy in the face, and he probably should have stopped, but he didn't realize it was that much of an issue until he'd been talking, and then just couldn't stop talking.
Gently hold this boy. Man.
The good thing is that he now knows that he is a lot more traumatized than he thought, because he already knew he was traumatized, but just from Timmy's reaction alone, he's just like, oh, that's a lot.
Oh boy.
Just dying on the inside because he broke the boy.
You broke the boy. I can't believe you done this.
Sammy can't either. He's gonna be buying Timmy ice cream for the rest of his life. Like, I swear, every time he comes back to Villestown, he's gonna take Timmy out for ice cream.
Oh my god.
He feels that bad.
Also, if you want to know something, Arata handed me something he wanted to do that he's never done before, and I'm just like, buddy?
Oh boy.
It's not a bad thing. I will say
Mm-hmm.
that. It is a strange thing. Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check because that was a very good phone call. I'm making a quick check on the time right now.
Spec, I cannot hear you.
Yeah,
Shit.
we can't hear you,
Sorry,
bud.
my mic's on away from me. I just did a quick check to I just did a quick note on what time into the audio that was, because that was an important phone call involving personal matters. So I want to make sure that did not record on my OBS. So
Yeah,
I
no.
will be
Mhm.
checking that. I will just abuse yours, Avi. I'll just to relieve my anxiety. We'll probably just use yours for this.
Yeah, no problem. No,
That's totally
it's,
fine.
It's
But,
absolutely okay.
I'm sorry. Turns out somebody's been trying to call me for the past 3 hours, and I had my phone away for this, and I happened to look over and saw that there's an entire panic going on.
Oh
So
no!
I was like,
Are you okay?
so we're all good now.
Everything
Yeah, I'm cool.
okay?
I'm good. We're good. Everyone's cool. I reassured them. I was like, yeah, no, I'm doing D&D. I forgot to tell you I was doing D tonight. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fair.
I gently hug you.
Okay, yes, we're good. We're good to continue though. We're good to continue.
Okay.
All right, where were you, Arata?
You basically said, "Hey, buddy," and sat down.
Yeah, okay.
And then
Yeah, I think, yeah, Arata says, "Hey, buddy," as he sits down, next to these boys, one of which is his rainbow boy, and he just goes, "I'm not sure if you can hear me, if you're like this. Can you at least give me, like, a nod or something?"
Avi, your audio is very poppy right now.
Is it cutting in and out? God damn it. Give me like 1 second.
You're like slightly robotic.
Yeah, it's like vibrating. I can hear everything you're saying, so
Hello?
you're still slightly poppy. Wait, keep talking. Talk a lot.
Ah!
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Success.
We
Okay,
could
okay.
understand you, so you don't have to repeat everything. It's just now the quality is better.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just making little poppy things, and it was making my skin crawl a bit.
I never heard it do that. That is weird.
I thought it was my own internet.
I was like, I literally started fidgeting with my headphones, like, oh, are we disconnected again?
Yeah, no, that is weird.
Okay.
Making sure everything is plugged in properly. You might hear a bit of rustling. Alright,
Yeah, you're all
everything's good. I disconnected and reconnected, so that might have done the trick. But anyway, Arata just essentially asked if Timmy can give him like a nod just to signify that he can hear him.
All Timmy did was his eyes squinted slightly.
He kind of gestures
I, the player, am just, I don't know what's going on here.
It's okay. We're here to explore this with you.
Yeah, and he kind of just...
Sorry, you go.
He kind of just points at himself, and he goes, my name's Arata Satomi. And he points to Sammy. I'm this guy's brother.
The one I told you that you remind me of.
Okay, what we got from that was, when you said your name, he took a deep breath in. And then when Sammy jutted in, he looked down into the side slightly.
Oh, okay. Sammy's gonna shut up.
Arata just kind of...
I will say it wasn't like a looking away. It was more of, it's the reaction. He's shifting something.
Alright.
I don't know how to explain what any of these mean, but he is giving a response. So some of the words are hitting, even if he's not able to respond to them.
Alright. Okay. So...
okay.
Well, I'm going to take that as a sign that you can at least hear me. And he does have like a kind of goofy tone to him. Like he's trying to keep this as light as possible.
I love it.
And he says, but you seem to be going through a moment, so what we're going to do, and you're going to take as much time as you need just to take a couple of deep breaths and just... It's okay if you don't know what you are feeling. Just let yourself feel it for a bit. Do you get me?
Timmy, it's so subtle. Like, I'm trying to do it in real life to describe it. It's the most subtle moving of his head down and then back up. Like, it's not even like an inch worth of difference. It's like almost like a twitch almost.
All right.
So I would have to you'd have to perception that one.
All right. His passive is a 15. Oh my god! This dice said 17 and only 17.
Okay, yeah, you see it. It's over a 20, because I was gonna say I did have a hard DC on that, a hard DC, but no, that's a 22. That's you see it.
And Arata just kind of nods back, and he's not going to really like say anything else. But he did give me something that he wanted to do as a thing, and I was like, buddy? So,
kind of terrified.
It's not a bad thing. He's just never done this before on any recording, really. So what I have here is I have pulled up some lyrics
Oh.
I have not done this on a recording either, so
No stress, no stress.
so like he's just giving you some time to just sort of like settle or calm down at the very least and try to maybe process this if you can. But at some point he does start singing, and I am going to pick up my mic. It's going to make a little bit of rustling, but bear with me.
Oh no. I am in no room to judge. Sounds like drums, I like it.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping yet the real question to be asked. Where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, what else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. And yeah, that's the song.
Okay.
Heavy singing voice, beloved.
I do not sing often on recording, so I'm just.
It was very good. It was
very good, and I if I wasn't holding my iPad and devices, I would have stimmed.
I see you rolled something.
Mm-hmm. It, because there is one thing. I know how he reacts. I was trying to see how one specific part of it goes down. When you start singing, he does, even though it's not really conscious, his breaths do deepen whenever you tell him to take the rest. And as you start singing, who is currently sitting next to him?
Well, Sammy has not let go of him. He's still hugging.
Is there anybody he's sitting next to is the key part.
That would be Arata.
Because I'm not joking, he just fell on his side.
Oof.
I think Sammy would have tried to catch him, so.
Yeah, he just went full weight to the side and to the nearest person and curls up very slightly, and tears well in his eyes. The 19 was to see if he straight up cried. Tears well in his eyes. His face remains dead neutral, but there are tears in his eyes.
Alright. No singing?
I out of character point at who he associates music with.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think
that's enough.
Yeah, I think Arata sees this happen and he just goes, jeez. See, this is why I don't sing. And he's saying this jokingly to Sammy. No.
There's a very quiet, muted protest because Sammy just no, his voice is good.
And you you probably just fell on your side. Did you fall into Sammy or onto Arata?
I don't actually know. All I know is you know that thing wherever you're sitting next to someone and you just lean on them with all your weight as your body goes limp?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it was that. It was a sideways fall. Like his shoulder went into someone.
If it's not Arata, he is going to kind of lean in. But if it is Arata, he'll probably wrap an arm around him.
We can do a D2.
Alright.
1 is Sammy, 2 is Arata. He leans into Sammy.
Sammy is basically tucking him onto his lap and just giving, like, gentle, like, smoothing of the hair. If that makes sense.
I think, he's still got, like, a somewhat goofy grin on his face, but Arata does lean in over to Timmy, and he just says, sorry I made you listen to my singing voice. You gonna be okay, buddy?
His face just scrunches up very slightly. He's not giving me anything. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Hey, buddy. I'm gonna say this, but you better not wipe those tears away, okay? You got something there. That tells you that you're starting to come to terms with something. And whatever it is, it's probably something big. And if Sammy says you remind him of me, it's definitely something big. But I promise you, you're going to be alright.
Popping again, Avi.
Ah, fuck!
I love the duality of that very heavy and important statement, followed by me in a very soft voice. You're popping.
Am I still popping?
You're not
No,
popping
you're
anymore.
good. You're good.
It might have just been my cables or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway.
You're so valid. You're so valid. God, he just curls up more. His knees are slowly getting. His arms are pressed into his chest, and his knees are slowly getting closer to him.
Sammy's gonna roll hammer space real quick. D10. Okay, that's a 6. He pulls out a crab stuffed plushie and he holds it out to Timmy and goes, Do you want to hug this?
His fingers. He looks up. I'm trying to figure this out. He glances up, and really all his movements are almost twitchy at this point. And his hand just kind of twitches. His fingers twitch out kind of slightly.
Sammy's gonna take that as a yes, and he's just gonna gently put the stuffed crab into his hands, and if he wants, he can even just use it as a stress ball. It's that plushy.
The moment it's in his hands, his gaze is back down, but the crab plush is now pressed against him tightly with his hands curled, knuckles white.
I'm having emotions.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, I just care him very much.
This is a lot to unpack, and he's... I feel like everything else, the reason he was doing so good is because he wasn't actually processing any of it. Or if he was, it was only on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's processing everything. 16 years worth of stuff he hasn't processed.
Alright.
Well, most of those years have been good. 6 years... over 6. I don't know. A number of years where he kind of wasn't processing stuff.
Yeah. In that case, I think Arata just kind of gives Timmy another moment.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm shaking him.
Yeah, I think what after a moment he's just gentle pat on this kid's shoulder as he's just thinking, yeah, just let it out, buddy. It's gonna be okay. You know.
Another wisdom.
What?
I'm doing another wisdom saving throw.
You're alright. Whoa! I look away.
Tears just start falling. No, I'm not looking away. I'm looking directly at that. Don't you look away. No. No. We face the consequences of our actions. We look at that and all of its horrible three-ness. His face is completely neutral, but tears are streaming down.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing to roll low for him, technically, because it means the emotions are happening. Even if he's not feeling them on a surface level, they are happening on a lower level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know, I'm imagining Timmy in his head, and all I'm imagining is just screaming. And I don't know why, but it's really funny to me, right?
Yeah.
Because the scene itself is sad, but the only scream I can think of right now is that screaming cowboy. And so I'm having Timmy having a breakdown in his head, clawing at the ground, while the screaming cowboy plays in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Screaming cowboy in the background, and it's killing me. It's killing me as a person. It's fine.
I gently pat you.
Let us continue. Just know that in my head, I'm hearing the screaming cowboy.
Oh, wonderful. I think Arata sees this, and he's got like this very, very soft smile on his face. And he's just, you know, it kind of hits you pretty hard, doesn't it?
He just curls up a bit more.
I've been there, you know.
Sammy kind of looks at Timmy and then to Arata, and then just kind of, while brushing Timmy's hair down, he goes, Timmy, you've got to let yourself feel. Otherwise, it's just going to keep building.
He just takes in a deep gasp. That's all he's giving me.
Hey, it's not gonna be pretty. And it's not. And it is going to hurt. I'm gonna have to be honest about that. But you'll be alright. There is a lot that happens. And if there are parallels between you and me, a lot happens all the time.
Man, our characters really hate the number of mirrors we get, and it ain't even on purpose anymore. It's not even on purpose anymore.
Yeah. You know, I was in your position, similar state, kind of. Not too long ago, actually. Oh boy, a couple years ago, let's call it a thing. This thing happened, and it hurt me in a way, physically and emotionally and mentally, and I had to fight tooth and nail just to get back up, you know? And when I got up and after that thing was gone, for the longest time, I thought I was just fine, you know? And then this happened, like, I think it might have been, like, 3 years ago, maybe? And then something happened, and a friend of mine, someone that Sammy and I both know, he pointed out that I definitely wasn't doing alright. Not as fine as I thought I was, you know? And, coming to terms with that. Realizing that you're not okay when you think you are, or that you'd been keeping something away from yourself. It's like ripping a proverbial band-aid, you know? But I promise you, for someone who's been through it, you're going to be okay. You got well, I'd say you got us, but really I just met you, and I'm not sure if we're at that point yet. But it sounds to me like you might have people who got your back.
We got a slight response out of him. Nothing comes out, but his mouth does move a bit. Like, slowly, here's the thing. You could tell, looking in his eyes, there's no thoughts up there. And this is genuine, like, there is nothing up there in his eyes. To be honest, he's probably just saturated at this point. But taking a deep breath here. I'm trying to form into words. Sorry.
It's okay. Take all the time you need.
Yeah, this. Yeah, his mouth is moving, and there's some kind of response trying to come from him. Even if up above, there's not really anything going on, something is responding. No words are coming out. It's not like he wants to talk and he can't, because that's what I thought it was at first. No, there's nothing up there, which is the concerning part, but there is some kind of response coming from him, even if he's not succeeding in it. Does that make sense? I'm trying my best to make this make sense.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
It's like he's hearing it, and there's like that instinct to respond, but he can't actually get his brain to form anything.
There's like a mental wall, in a way.
I guess so.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think Arata kind of leans in further, like he was trying to hear if Timmy was saying something, but if he didn't actually say something, he kind of leans back to give him a little bit more space.
So, if Avi is correct in describing it's kind of like a blockage / wall, there has been something since we got Arata on the scene, and since like more of like the information on how Timmy has shut down.
I'm I'm trying my
'Cause-
hardest not to make it another one of those. I really am trying my hardest here.
It's
That's
okay.
why I'm shaking him until he responds. I don't care if he wouldn't naturally respond. We're going to get something out of him by the end of this.
It keeps popping up, and Whirl has technically given, well, not technically, Whirl has given me permission to DM as Prismatone.
Oh shit.
And as an alternate universe version of her, since the multiverse split.
Yeah.
With the draft house.
Okay.
I could bring in Prismatone.
Well, shit!
I wanna... Before we get to that point, there was something else that Arata wanted to add.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like, listen, I as a player feel guilty about that and may do an override on my own character's natural actions before man, anxiety.
No, you're fine. You're
The
fine.
thing is, like, it just, the main reason why I'm like, I could bring in Prismatone, because right now, all Sammy is seeing is the parallels he had right before Prismatone was able to break his barrier.
God. Me sitting here with Timmy, man, you really parallel Jubilee. Sammy walking in, Timmy, well, actually, you see, joke's on you. You got the wrong one.
Wrong, brother.
Whoop-o.
We love when the muse doesn't talk to you. Yeah, Avi, you were saying something?
Yeah,
and then...
Arata, like I said, Arata, had leaned in, but if Timmy isn't actually saying anything, he's going to be like, and I'm going to be honest, after I realized I wasn't doing okay, I did cry. Because for the past 3 or so years, I've been lying to myself. And I know that sounds harsh, but I think that's what it is. Kept telling myself everything was okay when it really wasn't, and I didn't know that it wasn't. Not until somebody had to get me to talk about it. Like I said, Timmy, it's going to hurt, and it's not pretty. But now that you realize this, and once you get a handle on yourself, once you take the time to process, you can build something different back up. Something stronger, more structurally sound than being built on things that you told yourself that weren't true. You're going to be okay.
Oh boy. Timmy's face scrunches up even more, and he starts crying even harder. You feel like there's emotion there. He has the face of emotions, and his eyes have emotions, but when you actually look into them, there's nothing there. He's so close, Timmy.
I hold up Prismatone.
I feel bad.
Don't
it's
feel
okay.
bad. Don't feel bad. It's an option for a reason.
What do you guys think? I thought he was the most sane and least angsty of the group. Okay? I don't know.
Nobody in the
on
BBC
here.
is okay.
I thought Timmy was better than this.
Nobody in the BBC is okay.
Disclaimer, there's nothing,
It's
there's nothing
okay.
wrong with
It's okay,
being
Spec.
upset. I do want to put that disclaimer for anybody. Listen, there is nothing wrong with being upset. Timmy is absolutely valid. When I say he's better than this, I mean emotionally better, mentally better. I did not mean. I wanted to put that disclaimer out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Emotions are valid.
I think I'm gonna be honest. If this doesn't work, we do have a spirit rogue in the FPS.
I don't want to do this. I will feel so bad if this goes in the same direction.
Here's the thing. It can be done differently than how Fletch is doing it. But we'll see if the Prismatone thing.
We're gonna try the other because
yeah. I'm going to be honest.
know
I'm going to be honest. Spirit rogue stuff is a last resort for a reason.
it is. I don't want to, like. I know. I can mentally see what's going on inside his head. I can see that. It's not. He's not expressing it. His bandana is still going through the rainbow right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of gives an explanation. Okay, don't kill me for this. I'm about to get a GIF actually of all things that kind of explains how I'm seeing his head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the caramel dancing meme? Ah!
That is literally the best way I can explain it without going into full visual detail and ruining the surprise for all of our audience.
Oh boy. But yeah, if you want me to
There's a lot of emotions right now.
Do you want me to pull out the Prismatone card?
I guess. Well, shit! This isn't the character I ever thought I had. But here we shit go. Oh god. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hang on. Does this mean that this is the first time Arata actually meets Prismatone?
Yeah, this is how Arata's gonna meet her. They come and they're just like, oh darlings, what have you gotten yourselves into?
Oh goodness.
Me going
Okay.
to the BBC, our crimes have gotten bigger, boys. Gender neutral.
Okay, I am just gonna roll really quick because Sammy has been very quiet right now, because he has been trying to let Arata do his thing, and now I'm rolling stealth so he can try and quote unquote break the silence, so to speak. Because that's how Whirl described summoning Prismatone, is you have to break the silence to get her attention. Where's the plus sign? There's the plus sign. Okay, that's a plus 6? Question mark? I need to look at my... Oh. Yeah, okay. It's 6. Okay, I was right. Okay, so I feel like that means a DC for being quiet enough, even if during everything else it's not super quiet. And
Right now there's nothing going on in Timmy, so he sure isn't responding. Expect for maybe the minus Twitch, so don't worry about him.
So Sammy he's gonna pull out from his hammer space. Okay, that's an 8. He pulls out a small fountain, and it's already kind of going because Toon logic, and he just kind of holds it and then kind of reaches up and clutches at his holy symbol amulet and kind of just goes, "Hey Mom, we could really use some help right now." And
You sure?
suddenly,
Like,
sorry, could you say that?
Arata's like, oh, okay, we're gonna make it 6 gods now, huh?
Arata.
Just looks at Arata, and it's just like, it's very clear he's like, I don't know what else to do.
I mean, like, Arata's just like, okay, this is Sammy's mom. This might as well happen.
And suddenly you guys, like, everyone realizes that they're not alone in the room anymore. And
Timmy curls up.
It's not a scary presence, but this is who you see.
Oh, beloved.
It's Toon, who looks like she is entirely made of shimmering ink with rainbow voices coalescing on their dress, and they have rainbow hair.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Can Timmy sense that this is a godly presence?
Yes.
Shit.
Oh dear.
Curl. It's a bad one for Timmy right now.
Oh no.
It's good things! It relates to stuff he was in denial about, so he doesn't like it. I believe that he knows only one godly person, and I haven't said this on FPS before. He did not leave her on a good note, and it is one of his biggest regrets before this.
I will say that he doesn't recognize the divinity.
He won't recognize the divinity. I'm not disagreeing. He senses it's a godly person, and he curls up really badly at first. He relaxes some when he realizes he doesn't know the divinity. But he is still very much curled up in Sammy's arms at this.
Little bird, what did you get yourself into this time? And she does nod at Arata, because, you know, he helped with one of the temples in Euphony, I think.
Yeah. And I think actually Arata's gonna like scoot back a little to give Prismatone some space with Timmy and Sammy.
Yeah, she is small, because she is in her smaller form, because Whirl does established that when Prismatone is in a more mortal form, they are a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
I think she's like 3 feet right now.
No, I'm not saying this as like I think she's big kind of thing. Arata just currently doesn't want to get.
Oh yeah, no. Like,
Yeah.
I understood what you meant. Like, it's just that, like, I'm trying to give a little bit more description. She just kind of gently inclines her head at Arata's movements. Like, she doesn't begrudge his wariness, so to speak.
Yeah.
And she just kind of very gently approaches and looks up at Sammy and goes, "Okay, dear. What exactly happened?" And Sammy just kind of starts stuttering, and he just kind of blurts out, "Mom, I broke him."
I think there's he kind of makes a gesture at his like at his collar, like where a bandana would be, and he says there's an issue there.
Yeah, it's going through the rainbow. It's having a time.
Mm-hmm.
The song that Avi mentioned earlier is playing in the background somewhere. It's fine. Everything's fine.
just, oh man. Prismatone just kind of gently walks in and she not walks in, she walks closer and she just kind of gently reaches up and presses a hand against Timmy's forehead, and she goes, "Now, I understand that you are having problems emoting, is that correct?"
Is she talking straight to the Timmy in the head?
Yep.
Okay, so you're getting a lot more of a response from that. Shit, mic fell. You're getting a lot more response from that. Words wise, it's not giving me just a lot of gas. A lot of gas. You can tell though he is trying to communicate to you right now. He doesn't know what to say, and then finally, because I'm going to make him get better. Dear. Oh shit, that was my bad knee. Oh god. I just hit
Are you
myself.
okay?
Yeah, I just slammed my hand down, but I did it right on my bad knee.
I hug.
Because I'm emoting a little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And the voice that comes out is extremely panicked and terrified.
Emotions, and the Prismatone is having emotions because she just sees her little bird have, like, this is Sammy all over again. Except slightly different to the left.
Sammy 2 feet to the left.
Because, like, it just, oh man, she.
Okay, I have to give Avi a shout out because Avi finally put into words what I've been trying to get. Timmy is effectively experiencing that feeling of being alone on a really, really, really big ship, standing in the middle of the deck during a storm, trying to stand on the water as you keep sliding back and forth. And at this point, you aren't even trying to get to the head of the ship. You're just trying not to get thrown off. Thank you, Avi, for helping me get this into words.
Also,
I was
Noodle.
not getting it. Hi. Remember our dear listeners how I said there's a specific person who will kill me without killing me? If they found out what happened, well, guess who just joined the voice call? I'm in danger. I broke the boy.
Sammy broke the boy!
This is our momentarily pause of humor in the middle of this extremely serious FPS as you hear the fear between two of the players as we realize there will be consequences to our actions outside of this in the form of a very angry bird.
Noodle, that's why we're worried! It's because Joopy's gonna be Sammy!
Alright, let's get back to the action. And we love you. We love you, Noodle.
Okay.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh god. Oh no. Alright, back to FPS. We're gonna unpack that in a minute.
I gotta look away from the coconut. I gotta look away from the gallery, otherwise I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
Yeah, cool. Look away. I will handle the gallery. I have a Pritch twine faller. I'm used to having to double them. It's fine.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I gotta get into Prismatone shoes. This is the first time I've actually played as her.
It's fine.
Okay. So she's just gently kind of rested the back of her hand on Timmy's head, and they are, I feel like they have been able to, because deity of character and soul, basically kind of slide into into Timmy's mindscape, mainly just so they can actually communicate a little bit.
See, I had a very specific visual in my head, which was Timmy in a field. 1 second. How to yell self-care into the gallery. See, the original visual I had when I first mentioned this was I had Timmy sitting in a field, kind of clawing at the ground, screaming. Avi has replaced it with a much better visual. I'm gonna be honest here. So, because it fits Timmy a lot better. Timmy, the visual you get from Timmy is this ship out at sea in a storm. And I will be honest, because it is Timmy and he is giving me two visuals at this point, it's kind of flickering a bit. You also a field in a storm. But there are two things very consistent in both of these images, because I feel like the flickering of what's going on is another showcase to Timmy's lack of control himself. He is caught between his reality and his mindscape. So the ship one has Timmy very much scrambling back and forth, doing his best to stay on the ship as it rocks back and forth in the storm, and there's lots of lightning, but he is repeatedly slipping on water, and the only reason he's not getting thrown off is because the ship tilts the other way and sends him going the other way. But he is clawing at the boards trying to stay up. The other image is he's kneeling down on the field, and he's not moving, but his hands are digging into the ground as he just screams a lot into the ground. He's just screaming. So you have the silent terror of the ship, and then the broken, scared screaming of the field. Both in really bad storms. And oh god, I don't know what emotion that is, but Timmy just told me his bandana's black in both of them.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
We'll unpack that later. Okay. What is which one does Prismatone show up in first? The ship or the field?
I feel like the ship is the one you will most likely appear in.
Okay. I'm not going to have her roll for Dex or anything because deity. She is a deity, and I don't have World's version of Prismatone's sheet for RP purposes, so we're just gonna roll with things. Anyways,
I will automatically say you pass everything.
All right, cool.
Anything I will be rolling will be for his attempts. That's a literal deity. I'm not. You just don't roll against deity. It's
So yeah, so she kind of she approaches you, and the ship does not affect her as she reaches over to you, Timmy, and gently picks you up from where you've been sent rambling and crawling and flying at these floorboards. And she just holds your hands, and you get the sense of just gentle compassion as she holds your hands.
The moment Timmy's not having to fight for his life, he looks up and he looks very small and scared. I don't.
Are you trying to ask who she is?
I think he is.
Okay. She would just kind of gently incline her head and go, I am Prismatone.
You're Sammy. No, Sammy follows you. Remember Sammy.
He's my little bird. Of course I would come when he calls for help.
Oh, there's our first whiz save.
Oh dear.
Oof, not doing good.
Oh
Timmy
no.
flinches at the word bird and naturally starts to pull his hands back. Don't know if he can pull himself back because Brisbane probably has a good grip on there.
Yeah,
But
like,
there
it's
is
a gentle grip, but it's to stabilize him. She's not letting go, because if she lets go, the rest of your mindscape will re-grab onto him.
yeah, there's very much that instinctive pulling away from you emotionally, literally,
Mhm.
but represented in a literal sense.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're doing fine. Everything's fine.
She just kind of gently gives him a look and goes, you're gonna have to help me along here, because she would know
Mm-hmm.
why he's reacting like this.
Oh, okay. Um, he associates birds with four things. Annoying little friend, Jubilee, Raven, and the Lady of Limbo.
Mm.
All four of those things he has heavy denial around. So because he is not processing the denial good, it's like a burned reaction. You
Mhm.
mentioned something that reminds him of a lot of his denial. He is going to try and get away from you.
Mhm. She just gently squeezes his hands and goes, I know you are not processing well, but you're going to need to face it. Do not silence this part of you.
No, I can't, I can't do, no, 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 no.
You don't have to do it alone.
I, I, I don't know. I, I, I just, I, I can't, I can't. I'm sorry, Mix. Prismatone. I can't be that. I can't do that. I, I
Yes, you can.
can't. I can't do that. I can't do. I can't. I can't. I can't.
You can. I made your soul to be very resilient, Timmy. And I sent it off to be safeguarded by others.
Can you repeat that?
I made your soul to be very resilient, Timmy. And I sent it out to be safeguarded by others.
But I'm not. I can't. I'm not. I broke. I messed up. I messed it all up. I messed it.
Even gods make mistakes, little one. It is all right to mess up, and broken things can be restored.
I don't. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I. It's all. I don't. I don't know any. I don't. I. I. At this point, he's just crying as he trembles like a. It's not even like a leaf. He is trembling more than he can do anything of.
Would he object if Prismatone pulled him into a hug?
Absolutely not.
She hugs him.
He hands into back, holding on as tight as he can, trying to Candy's just trying to get air as he sobs.
You fighter, little one. It is okay to be broken. Everyone is a little broken inside.
I wasn't supposed to be.
Darling, everyone is made to be broken. And then they're made to be built back up. It's how we live.
I've heard so many of that. I've been horrible, and I don't know. I don't. I'm scared. I don't know anymore, and I'm scared. And it's all been. And if what if I don't know anymore?
If you have made hurt, all you can really do is try and make amends and to do better in the future. If you don't know what to do, just look forward and take the next step. You don't have to know everything.
What if I messed up, or I can't do it, or I can't do it. I can't do. Oh God, I can't do it. Oh God, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
Don't build yourself into a self-fulfilling prophecy, little one. If you say you cannot do something, you will forever trap yourself in that future that you have made for yourself. You have to have hope.
It never works. It's. I finally. What? It's just. It's mess up after mess up after mess up, and then finally, I I think I got it right after messing up, after thinking I got it right and messing up and thinking I got it right. I think for once I finally, actually, genuinely got it right, and then I do this, and then everything else is wrong because this whole time it's been wrong.
Because you have been silencing a part of you. Because you have been silencing a part of you that is very important because of how you've been hurt. If you can't remove that part that has been silencing you, I can help. But you have to want it yourself. You have to want to be able to change. And it will hurt. Suppressing things, denying things, and having to face them again, it does hurt. But a wound has to be drained of the infection before it can heal properly.
Even though he's standing, Timmy curls up slightly. I I I don't know. I know what I should say. I'm scared. I'm absolutely terrified. I don't know if I'll be able to face it without it. I oh oh I can't face. I definitely can't face him or him or him or her, any of them. Oh, I can't face. I can't. How am I gonna face any of them now? Now that I know, I don't. I don't. I.
Running away is not the answer. It's part of the denial.
It's going to hurt.
I know.
don't want to go through it again. I don't want to go through it again. I'm scared. Don't want to go through it again.
I know.
And
But you're not alone.
Timmy is not giving me a verbal response, but his grip on Prismatone does tighten at that.
You are not alone. Quick question. What's Timmy's full name again?
Timothy Onnot.
Timothy Onnot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's just very gently going to call him. You are not alone, Timothy Onnot.
I will be honest, there is a slight flinch away at that. And because, like you said, she will know, the only other people to call him that are the same people who he associated with the bird, the same people who he has the most amount of guilt over leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Man, don't you love finding out in the middle of an FPS your character just like, yeah, this is great.
I gently hug him so much, and she just gently runs her hand through his hair and quietly states, if you want to make amends for the things you have done, this is a good first step. Not just because it will hurt, but it will let you grow. If you stay here, and she motions with a free hand to the ship that is still rocking in place, but she is holding them both still so they aren't affected by the ship. If you stay here in this condition, you will not grow. You are not a stagnant being, Timmy. Tunes are made to stretch and squash, after all.
His lip quivers. But if I leave here, then I have to face them. I don't think I can face them. It was already hard enough facing him when I had the other to protect me. But now? How? He was so upset last time. I can't I can't tell him. I can't let him know. He'll get mad or he'll get sad or he'll get angry and maybe it'll be at me, maybe it'll be at the others, maybe it'll be at himself. I can't face. I can't see that. I can't see that.
Emotions of someone else are not your burden, Timmy. How they react to you trying to make amends, to fix things, is not your burden.
But I have to help. I have to. I didn't help him last time. I have to help him this time.
And you will. You will help so many, Timmy. But you have to help yourself. You have to help yourself first.
I I I, I he knows what you're saying. And the thing is, he's listening, and you can tell that he's just so scared at this point. He's absolutely blanketed by that pure terror of having to face so many things he has not faced for so many years.
She gently smooths a hair out of his eyes and goes, "You don't have to face all of it at once. We can go slow." There is a dam to be broken. But restitution does not mean going through everything all at once.
Where, how do I, how, where do I, what do I do then first? How do I not go through that again? How do I not get hurt more? Don't want to hurt more. I don't want to go back. I don't want. It's already bad enough with the worry and the concern and the anger and all the emotions. How do I go back and emotions? He tries emotion to around them. How do I just not end up facing this out there?
Okay, Prismatone is giving me a thing. I am kind of looking at her and going, I don't know if Spec wants to multi-class this boy.
Holy shit! Well, shit! Shit! Ironically, I did actually think about that earlier. I was like, this is where that's heading, isn't it? Shit!
Can I cut in
please.
real quick? Can I cut in real quick?
Please.
I will say, it is possible to be a follower of someone, but not be classed into anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible to be a follower of Prismatone. Thank you, Maki, for stepping on my keyboard. It is possible it is possible to become a follower of someone or something, but you don't have to change classes. It can be mostly a flavor thing.
I would say we take it and we can do it like verbally. Mechanically, I will not probably change it until we at least get a follow-up FPS, because I do want at least some kind of because if he's, let's be honest, he already knows a higher power, so he probably will feel a little bad if he makes a deal with one in the first meeting, which will not help his current mental state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
like
fair.
it's more of like Prismatone wants to give Timmy a boon, but I just
I don't have the draft points to do that.
This would be on me.
If you have an item in mind.
If Timmy multi-classes, he's triple classing.
Oh fuck.
Oh man.
That's yikes.
Hi, dear listeners, we're having a fun conversation here.
Yeah, this was impromptu for a reason.
Listen, listeners. This is your emotional break, because we're honest, this is heavy and all of us need emotional breaks, so when we get emotional breaks, you get emotional breaks.
Like, I'm just sitting here with Prismatone, who cares him so much, and at the very least,
for 20 minutes. That's a child that needs help.
Yep. Basically, the thought process she's giving me is basically something similar to the markings on Sammy's face.
Oh, I hold that so gently.
It can be wherever you want it to appear, Spec. It would just need to be rainbow.
I'm not gonna lie, Okay, this is the funniest shit ever, because genuinely when you first said boom, my first thought was Timmy brushing his cheek because there's something on his cheek. So I don't know how you're doing this, but genuinely you're reading my mind before it happens, and it's kind of a little scary.
Oh, thank you, baby, for that lovely contribution.
To be specific, the specific visual I had was Juby somehow walking in and seeing Timmy has some kind of marking on him on his cheek now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit. You know what? If the Muse declares it, the Muse declares it. Who are we to argue at this point?
All right, that's fair. I'm going to be real.
Mechanically, we probably wait. You go, Abby.
No, you continue first, because
mechanically, like I said, I don't know if anything will change. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
if we'll get an item, because definitely have to run by the mods first.
Mm-hmm.
But story-wise, we can say there is some kind of interaction. Perhaps similar to the pins that Pritch can give out to just followers, not people who made a pack. Or
like, honestly, at most, she'd probably give him amulet, like Sammy's.
someone to call for help.
Yeah.
Okay, see that we could discuss in DMs later. So.
Yeah, we can discuss that later, but like it's mainly just like a marking to kind of signify the help with the breakage of the emotional barrier that Timmy has, and then potential amulet to follow. Potentially.
I'm scared. Mom,
Mom, come
okay,
pick me up. I'm scared.
basically that was my first thought. Mom, the emotions are acting up again. Help. No, I wouldn't
Yes.
do that for Prisma. I wouldn't do that.
No, the thing is, even if it was off screen, Prismatone would drop things to help.
I'll be honest, I could definitely talk to you DMs about this. Now, Avi, you go. You were saying.
Yes.
I just wanted to do a self-care check. Like, how are we doing? It's been an hour and 30 minutes. It's almost an hour 40.
Shit.
Oh, has it?
Yep.
Oh,
On the
I'm
recording.
going great. I have actual stuff with me this time instead of just going at it with nothing to drink or eat. So I'm doing great. How are you doing, Mira?
I'm doing great. I had food in between the prior break. I am still situated for drinking water.
Yeah. If you guys are going to be doing this for a bit, I am probably going to grab a quick snack, because apparently the snack I did have did not be
Yes.
was not enough
when we exit the mindscape.
Yeah. Remind me that I am muting OBS 2 because of background noise and the baby. He says hi.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Hi, baby.
We love the baby.
We love the baby.
We love the baby.
In that case, I'm going to dip, and I will be in the gallery.
Okay.
Right, see you in the gallery then. I will.
We love you.
Keep an eye on the gallery, because I am waiting for Noodle to attack me. I sit in current fear. Anyways, continuing on. Yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah, she basically kind of just, because the thing is, the reason why, like, just to kind of help finalize this potential route that we're going, Sammy didn't become a cleric until Prismatone promised him magic to help protect himself.
See, Timmy doesn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And
So yeah,
Prismatone
she would
can tell what Timmy wants.
Yep,
Timmy
and she would
want to face this alone.
Yeah, and she's not gonna let him be alone with this. She's here holding his hands.
Oh, okay. I look back at 3 hours ago. I mean, not 3. Wow, 5 hours ago. We had no idea this was coming.
Yeah, no, we had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that Domino's meme.
Yep. The boys' meeting turns into the boy having a breakdown, demeaning Prismatone.
Timmy might actually start his healing arc. Like his like there is his healing arc and then there's his healing arc. Oh god, okay. Continue on then, Mira.
Okay. She gently squeezes Timmy's hands and goes, I can give you the same offer I gave Sammy when we first met. He was having issues just like you, though it was hiding from the emotions, not realizing that they were being denied and not wanting to face them alone. I can help you break down the denial. I can help you be there. I can be there while you process. You won't be alone. You don't have to become a warlock or a cleric.
There's a notable pause. Will it hurt still, though?
The initial breaking does hurt, but it does not hurt forever. These emotions, though overwhelming currently, do not last forever. If you process them, you can move on. You can fix things and grow.
One, by the way, Mira, you're getting some kind of feedback on your mic.
That might be the fan. I'll turn the fan away.
Okay, you're good. I was just letting you know that there's like a
Yeah, no, that's the fan.
Okay, that's valid. Also, I look at gallery and I sweat. I'm so sorry, Mira.
See? And I'm just like, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Okay, cool, fun. Okay, let me think over what you said. I'm still scared. And he says that, and I'm gonna be completely honest, he doesn't look like himself this time. He looks a lot smaller and a lot younger. And you realize this is the 11-year-old kid who waited by Jubilee's bed for months for him to come back.
He just kneels down and gently is still holding his hands. And she just gives you a gentle forehead bump and goes, I know. But you can't hide from this forever, Sammy. It's okay.
What if he actually hates me this time?
Oh, darling, he does not.
I don't want him to hate me. Any of them but him. Any of them but him.
He loves you with all his heart. And he wants to protect you. And sometimes protection does not go well. Because you're flawed and you make mistakes, and that is okay. I made you so you could make mistakes. You have the ability to choose for your own. And that's something I think is the most wonderful thing about you all. You get to choose.
Oh god, it's okay. Timmy is tears streaming down his face, sobbing, and he suddenly lurches forward into a tight hug.
She hugs
And the
him.
moment he hit, he's 16 again, and that is the Timmy you've been looking for. The one who, the one before you was the one who was still in denial. The one you just faced was the scared kid. This is the real Timmy. This is the Timmy who grew up too fast, who is scared, who feels like he has to be everything he can't be, who feels like he is failing on every way, who feels like he is on a ship he can neither steer nor even stand on, who feels like he's stuck in a field where nothing is nearby, where all he can do is scream and dig and never reach anywhere. This is a kid who is very, very lost and very, very scared and trying to be a lot more than he will ever be able to be at a healthy rate.
Hugs him so tightly, and she wipes away the tears. And she just kisses his brow and goes, "You are enough, Timmy. You have always been enough."
Scared to face them all.
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry. I'm still scared to face them all. I've hurt. I left so many of them behind, and I told myself that it was okay because I didn't care about them anymore, and that it was just going to hurt in the end, and that it was going to be fine. I left my friends, I left Rex, and I left Vinny, I left, and his breath starts to quicken. I left the lady. She was only ever nice to me, and I left her cold and without any hope. And then I I and then I left. I never meant to leave him at first, but then I left Raven, and I I talked to him, but I could never face him, and I still can't. How am I supposed to face him now? How am I gonna explain to him why I've been away so long? I, I don't even know how I'm supposed to tell him about Juby. How am I supposed to tell him about I can't tell him about. And then there's Juby. What am I supposed to say to Juby? How am I gonna tell Juby is already going through enough. I don't. I can't put this on him too. He can't know. He can't because he will blame himself. He'll blame himself, and I can't do that to him. I I I've hurt so many people by doing this, and I've lost out on so much, and I've I've built I can't escape. I don't know if I can escape it anymore.
This is where you have to stop running.
And what if I stop and when I finally face them, I fail again?
Then you try again. It's
Do you
alright to fail.
do you think they'll ever forgive me? And
Some of
he asked
them
that
will.
all completely genuinely. He genuinely does not know if anybody will forgive him.
Some of them will. Some may take time. And some, they have the choice to say no, that they do not want to forgive. And that is okay. You have realized that you have caused hurt, and you want to fix it. If you keep that in mind, even if you stumble and fall, it will turn out right.
There's a long pause. And what about in the future? Different hurts, different things I don't want to face. I found out today that the world is a lot more messed up than I thought it was. I don't know if I can face that.
I know.
I can't protect them all. What?
No, dear, you can't. Even I can't reach everyone. Again, it is okay to fail. Just a moment, folks, we are having technical difficulties.
Ba-da-da-da-bum. Am I a hero? What did I do?
Backup
Okay,
recorder.
Oh.
You're the backup recorder hero because I just had someone walk in really loudly on the phone and they just stepped out, but it looks like they're going to be making food, and if they don't get off the phone while making food, we're going to figure this out, okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I may
He
just be
gently hugged
talking.
you.
I may just be talking in very small increments, and I'll be muted during other times, so that hopefully, if you do hear me, you only hear my voice and not the backup talking.
Yeah,
We can't
no,
continue
valid.
now, for now.
That's fair. Also, if at any point, you need Arata in some form or fashion, I point at what I put in the roll zone earlier about the mind link. I'm not sure how well that will help. He probably won't be in the mindscape proper, but he can hear and communicate if needed. Anyway, back to the void I go.
We love you, Avi.
One second, I have to fix something. You're using the stove. I turned it on and didn't turn the fan on, and I do not need fire alarm. Sorry, I could smell the stove heating up, and I was like, the fire alarm is gonna go off in like the next 5 seconds if I do not turn that fan on. Hi, welcome.
Oh.
I'm Spec. I have lots of technical difficulties right now, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I gently hug you, Spec.
It's fine. One second. Okay. Before my 50 million technical difficulties.
I gently pat you.
Oh yeah, don't mind what I'm. We don't need that. I'm just. It's fine. I'm currently facing it. I have my mic in my hands. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Seriously though, what was the last thing you said? Because I was heavily distracted handling my technical difficulties.
I think it was. I am racking my brains. It is okay to make mistakes.
And it's okay. Okay.
Like,
It's
it's
like
okay
all I
to make.
remember is Timmy was talking about he's scared about having to face bad things.
Mm-hmm. She is saying it is okay to make mistakes. You are very mortal, and if people don't forgive you, that is their choice. But you have realized that you have the capability to make these mistakes and are working towards fixing them. And that is the best thing a person can do.
Right. Will you be there the whole time?
Of course. I won't leave your side unless you let me. I mean, if you want me to leave.
Timmy hugs her tighter.
He hugs him back.
If you promise to hold my hand and to not leave, there's a really shaky breath. I think I'm ready to go back. And the ship stills, and it's still raining, but it's a gentle rain. And Timmy's able to stand on his own. He's wobbling, and he's a little out of it. But there's this different kind of peace, this acceptance that he is going to face this all. He just won't be doing it alone this time.
Mm-hmm. She holds out one hand to Timmy, and to the other hand, she kind of reaches up and feels the rain and tilts her head and lets the rain hit her face. And her eyes are crescent moons. She's smiling.
Timmy leans his head back, and the most relaxed, calm smile spreads across his face.
Are you ready to let the dam flow?
Ready to start.
All right then. Take my hand. I won't let go.
And Timmy holds their hand as tight as he could.
And she holds him back, holds his hand back, and she gently reaches forward with her other hand, her hand cupped with rain. And she gently presses it against his chest. And okay, Spec, I'm going to need Timmy to roll a con save.
Scary sentences to hear. Okay, that's what that is. Cool. That's a 21.
Hurt, but it doesn't hurt as bad as you thought. There's the sting of guilt, the weight of horror as you realize what has happened in the past wasn't what you thought. All of the past emotions of anger, of hurt, of betrayal, the deep sense that you've realized that this wasn't how it had to be, all washes over you. But
Oof.
Prismatone is holding your hand. She's there with you as you start to ride the waves again.
Timmy lets out a sharp gasp, and his grip tightens, and he curls away from it slightly. But then he stiffens, and he straightens his back, and he just holds onto Prismatone tightly. I'll get through this.
You will. You're going to be okay.
He just gives the smallest nod.
And dam has broken.
That's a lot to face, but he is gasping and shaking and crying, but he's facing it. He's facing it.
But he's not facing it alone.
That's the important part.
Mm-hmm. He's not facing it alone in his mind, and he's not facing it alone outside.
Timmy has people this time.
Yeah.
People he feels he can go to this time. Because last time he had a couple, but it wasn't the same as this time. Also, God, I am absolutely still terrified for Jubilee's response. This is it's like a genuine fear in the back of my head right now. It is living rent free in the back of my head right now. I'm pretty sure that is part of the reason that Timmy Muse is so scared to get out, is because he is already know this is going to be a disaster when Jubilee finds out he broke. Because even if he's fine now, even if Jubilee forgives him for having so much denial, Jubilee is going to be really upset when he finds out Timmy was completely unresponsive. If we do it based on the time this FPS has been going for about 2 hours, that's not gonna go down well. But yeah. Anyways, this is fine. This is fine.
It's going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay. I guess that's the part where they're able to leave. So
Yep.
Timmy, actually, right before they start to leave, Timmy almost tackles Prismatone in one more hug.
And she hugs him so tightly, and she does drop a kiss to his forehead and brushes away any stray tears and goes, "You're going to be amazing to me."
Thank you.
Of course.
And am I allowed to take him out now?
Yep. You are allowed to take him out.
In the real world, Timmy's eyes widen suddenly, and he takes in a loud gasp of air before he just starts crying. And his eyes are wide, and he kind of grabs the sheets of the bed with both hands, and he leans off Sammy some as he just stabilizes himself, and all the tears from the past 2 hours he hasn't felt come out as he gasps. But you can tell there is emotions now, and his bandana is a brilliant white.
I feel like Prismatone does gently move out because she is back, because she was physically in the realm of the world, but she was talking to this boy for a while with her eyes closed and everything, and she kind of steps back a little, but she does kind of press a kiss to her hand and press a kiss to his forehead again, ruffle his hair a little bit and go, "There you go.
Did
You're
Timmy
not
get a
alone.
marking out of this? Because you didn't mention that.
Most likely, yes. I suspect highly either on the cheeks or on his
where I was
forehead.
thinking it. Honestly, I have the perfect visualization. You know how you said she wiped a tear away at the end?
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine it's just a rainbow arch that traces the marking of where her thumb went.
Well, like, I imagine it's kind of like almost a smear of paint.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna have to update his ref now. Yeah. And it takes him a moment, but after a bit of gasping for air, he's just sitting there breathing. Like it's the same kind of look someone get. Don't distract me with such temptation, Avi. It's the same kind of reaction you get whenever you're submerged in the water, you gasp for breath. It's that. He has not processed his emotions properly for very long. A lot of years. This is the first time he has properly actually given himself full feeling again. And I'm trying to explain it visually. Timmy has never looked more visually crisp and clear before. All of his line art, all of his color is very distinct. It is the truest he has ever looked.
Sammy just pulls him into a hug. His shading a very bright robin egg blue of relief.
Is Prisma's tone still nearby?
Yes. She hasn't left quite yet. She did promise to stay with Timmy.
Okay.
Until he said until Timmy said she was free to go. And it is currently dark enough that she is able to stay. Because I gesture at the thundering storm outside.
And there's another storm coming besides that.
I look at the gallery. Yeah, the gallery distracted me for a moment, so I heard some of that.
You're valid. I will say, and this is the worst part, I don't think Timmy's gonna go home right now.
Oh boy.
Because he...
At least send a message!
Somebody's gonna have to help him with... Yes, somebody's gonna have to help him with that, because I am being utterly... Staying with...
Impromptu FPS! Again!
I'm looking at the realization in the gallery from our final member of the BBC.
I'm just sitting here.
I sit here and I enjoy every bit of this. I think but like, yeah, okay. I think like once Timmy starts sobbing, Arata's gonna move in closer, even if Prisma's tone is still there.
Like, she's there within touching range of Timmy if Timmy wants to reach out to touch her. But, like, she's also kind of left enough room to, like, for Arata to squeeze in there. Like, she's basically kind of standing sideways, so her hand is reachable if Timmy wants to grab her hand at all.
I'm gonna be honest, what Timmy Muse is giving me is after a second, I can't look at the gallery right now. Every second.
Looking at the gallery was a mistake.
Every time I look at the gallery, it's a mistake. Timmy, after Sammy pulls him in, there is a moment before Timmy pulls away and kind of stumbles away from all of them and kind of stands on his own for a minute, and he has his head in hands running through his hair, and he starts pacing a bit, but then he just looks up at Sammy and gives a little reassuring nod.
Sammy relaxes.
He just needed to breathe. That was what was going on there. There was a lot of people encroaching on him. He had already pulled away the first time to grab the sheets and breathe. He just needed a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly the tears stop, and slowly the gas stop, until he's just nodding and taking in a slow breath. And then he turns to Prismatone. Thank you.
Of course, little one. I have to note, Spec. She wants to call him Little Bird, but because of the reaction he had when she called Sammy a little bird, she is refraining from saying that.
I would tell you right now, it's not going to go down well until he probably talks to at least... He's got to face at least one of them before that can process okay.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of them. If you call it, he will not have as much of a reaction as he did before because he is facing his emotions this time.
Mm-hmm.
But it will visibly hurt him.
Yes. It's why she's calling him Little One, because she can't do the normal term of endearment that she does.
There is... And then after that, he turns to Arata and Sammy. Smiles and then runs back and says, sorry about...
He gave us a scare, kid.
I'm the one who should be sorry. I should have stopped after one of the heavy topics.
No. There's this pause. I needed this. And the way he says it, there's something strange about his bandana. That white, it's like a very muted gray, appears for just a brief second before it, instead of like normal, where the color will kind of recede and pull back like a wave, the gray melts away as he starts to deny what he's going to say to escape the hurt before actually facing it. I needed this. And although it was not what I intended to do when I came here, and I don't think any of us intended it... He looks at Prismatone. I don't think this was bad.
She inclines her head and nods, and she just smiles. And Sammy relaxes again because he felt really bad for hurting Timmy and causing this, and just he was so scared. He was so scared for Timmy.
Gonna make an insight roll. I'm gonna make an insight roll. An 8. I'm rolling at advantage because
roll with an advantage.
You know what? I call bullshit on the dice.
Do it. Do it.
Timmy, well, I will say I will use the dice though. In a way, it takes him a moment, but then his gaze softens and he just hugs Sammy tight.
He kind of buries his face in Timmy's shoulders and just goes, I was so scared you weren't gonna be okay.
Oh, look at you. You meet someone and you immediately adopt them.
I did not get adopted. And then there's that pause of he starts to see the gray in the corner, and his entire face flushes red, and he goes, "Oh shit, I got adopted."
I'm sorry. We can still be friends if you want to. It's just I care about you a lot.
Hey, well, he gives a laugh, actually, and motions to Prismatone and is like, "I think we're more than friends now." And he kind of taps his cheek slightly, and then he realizes he's tapping his cheek, and he rubs his hand over and goes, and you just see his eyes widen as he realizes.
Sammy's shading goes sky blue and then bright yellow as he goes. He looks between Prismatone and Timmy, and then points at his own cheeks and goes, "You look like me."
And his bandana's like all yellow now.
Except you have a whole entire rainbow on one cheek, and I've got it all in different spots.
Yeah.
Oh, he kind of steps away from hugging Timmy, and he's doing happy hand flaps. And he kind of just ducks a little and goes, "Thanks, Mom, for helping."
He has such a big grin on his face right now. And then he turns to Azumi and sticks out his hand and says,
Azumi?
Arata.
Not Azumi. Arata. Shit. I got through the whole FPS and then it hit. I am so sorry.
No, it's fine. It happens all the time, even to me.
We almost did it. He turns to Arata. I can say words.
Rat.
Rat's the longest rat.
Azumi clips into the room.
Just the momentary clip, and then they all stare, and then it's just back to normal. Azumi, I can sense Jubilee being mad. He turns to Arata and then holds out a hand. Timmy.
Arata Satomi, and he clasps your hand in his, and he gives it a really firm shake. And he's giving you the biggest grin. And he says, "I'm gonna be honest, this is not the worst introduction I've ever had to a person."
Timmy bursts out laughter. Now that's a story.
Maybe one day.
And then finally, he turns to Prismatone. And with everyone else, there's been this grin or this soft look. But with Prismatone, it's the most genuine. And he hugs her one more time.
She hugs him back, and she gently ruffles his hair and goes, "You're going to be amazing. All three of you."
He looks up. How am I going to call you?
I'm not going to roll hammer space because she's a deity. She just kind of pulls from the inky black void of her dress an amulet that looks like Sammy's. It looks kind of like a crown, almost. And she hands it to you. And it already has a chain. And she goes, "You can either use a fountain or hold the amulet and go to a silent place and speak my name out loud. It must be dark, so go to a darkened room or seek me out at night."
Oh, that worked out perfect for both things. Okay. Timmy nods. And he takes the amulet and he slides it over, and it nestles just right near his compass. And then he smiles. "I'll see you later then."
She inclines her head, walks over to Sammy, and gives him a hug, which is really funny because I just realized it's 3 feet right now because she is, again, in mortal form.
Beloved.
So she just is hugging him around the legs, and then he kind of just crouches down and fully engulfs her in a hug. And he goes, "I'm gonna have to talk to you about a few things later, Mom." And she nods, smoothing his hair, and goes, I have a sense that that's what's going to happen, but I'm not angry at you. Always hold on to that. I am not angry at you. And Sammy lets go of Prismatone and she steps back. And then you guys all blink and she's gone. And the presence of divinity is gone. Though she did give Arata a kind of regal nod, because she kind of senses that this isn't really the time to talk to her son's brother.
We can do that later. I think he gives her like a 2-fingered salute in goodbye.
Mm-hmm. She does do an eye smile at that before she's gone.
And with her gone, there is a momentary pause as Timmy stiffens before his hand brushes up against the amulet, and he relaxes again with a soft smile. And then he turns to Sammy. He's like, I have no idea how I'm going to tell Jubilee.
Oh shit, Jubilee was one of the ones that was on that
Oh,
team,
you're
right?
really crackling.
No!
You're really crackling.
No! Test.
Oh, still crackly.
So crackly.
Damn. How, test.
Good.
You're clear.
You're good.
Oh god. Okay.
If we include Jubilee, this might turn longer.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be an actual FPS, but it would be really fun if all we get is like a cut screen moment at the end.
Jubilee's the one who was helping you guys out, right? During when Camille.
Timmy gives a nod.
Yeah, he was helping. I pissed him off really bad with my stun.
Are you around Timmy?
Timmy kind of rubs back of his neck. If you don't mind, I would like to talk to Sammy more.
Alright.
And he gives a very nervous smile, and you see his bandana is a violin. He's like, and I'll be honest, I don't think I can handle going to see Jubilee right now after all this. That needs to be at least a tomorrow problem.
Sammy nods at that, and then he pulls out a painting from his sleeve and grins at Arata and goes,
In the hospital, buddy? Sammy.
Yes!
Sammy!
Yes! Look, when it's inside, it doesn't have to be big. It can just be a door. It's more comfortable than the couches.
What are you doing? He's looking between you two. Very nervous.
And I can just leave the door unlocked if the nurses need to come check on me.
Sammy's got a house of paint.
It's how I can travel now.
His jaw just drops. Wow.
Me suddenly realizing that Jeannie is somewhere.
Jeannie's just been watching this like, what in the world just happened?
Like, I feel like Sammy kind of holds up the house of paint painting and goes, what if we clear it with the nurses and then we hang it up? So it's not like we flaunted their rules or something. We actually asked for permission. See, I'm being good.
Kimmy gives a wide smile and goes, that is a good idea. You not breaking any rules then.
Arata just kind of sighs and then nods. And I'm gonna be real, I, me, Abby right here am talking. if they clear this with inmate, they will say yes.
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 Like, Sammy is going to reach out to inmate because they're the doctor that he trusts the most.
Brilliant. House of Paint. House of Paint.
So yeah, and like I feel like one of the conditions would be that the door has to be unlocked. The nurses can come in.
Yeah.
Sammy would just have to designate which room is his, etc.
Oh boy. Oh wait, let me.
Oh, Spec? Distant Spec?
Give me a second. I wanna.
Oh.
Shit. 1 second. Two things. Let me type 2 things in response to what the gallery just said.
Oh boy. Like, yeah, Arata's down for clowning around in the House of Paint for a bit. Genie probably wasn't asleep, but he was definitely, like, he was definitely, like, probably, like, loafing off to the side, making sure that everything was alright and stuff.
Nods.
Mm-hmm. And I second what Spec is saying. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, me too.
You good with that, Noodle? All right.
Yee.
Well, we'll start wrapping stuff up here, and then we'll give you the clear. I
Yep.
will say, Timmy probably asked for all their helps in writing the letter.
Mm-hmm. Sammy offers one of his loyal airplanes.
That will work. Okay, we got to decide as a group, though. Do we tell Jubilee what actually happened over letter so he has time to process it, or do we tell him in person? And this could be a question that Timmy asks out loud.
Gosh. Which one would be better?
That's the big debate. Well, that's the problem. Neither of them are exactly good. It's just, do we want Juby to get mad off screen, or do we want Juby to get mad on FPS?
I think he's gonna get mad either way. If he goes, I look at the gallery. I look at the gallery.
It'd be really funny if he did. I'm too chaotic. I cannot make a choice on this.
I'm gonna roll.
I'm going to be honest. Arata is suggesting that he puts it in the letter because that's just the kind of person he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Sammy would suggest the letter too because he doesn't want to tell Jubilee to his face what happened.
Yeah.
All right.
He's scared.
Ooh. Yeah, I think
all of them are scared.
I think what Arata suggests is that they say that, like, yeah, something happened and Tibby might have had a bit of a breakdown, but he's fine now, and we did help him back onto his feet, so to speak, but he needs, like, a little bit of time to, like, recover.
I would mention Prismatone.
That's a big thing.
Neither of us want to sit here.
That's a big thing.
Because when you walk in, you're going to see the rainbow cheek, and nobody wants to tell Jubilee about that. So Jubilee is going to get... So they all kind of work together on this, and they're all a little nervous. But I will be honest, I also think this is a really sweet bonding moment for all of them in a strange way. But bonding over mutual fear of Jubilee's reaction. Nothing forms brotherhood like mutual fear of Jubilee.
I've never even met the guy.
It's fine. He could tell through Sammy and Timmy's reactions that nobody wants this. Nobody wants.
Sammy just kind of looks at at Arata and goes, "Imagine if Azumi saw you getting really hurt and got really pissed off because no one hurts you but him."
Timmy just kind of nods while sweating.
Erotic just kind of like just say, "Imagine Azumi, thank you, Noodle." You're like, yeah, no, you just say, you say,
it's Azumi.
You say, "Imagine Azumi," and Arata immediately grimaces.
Yep, Timmy just gives a nod because it's probably heard at least a little bit about mirrors, even if it's just side mumbling. Timmy just gives a little grimacing nod, like, so yeah, we want him to hopefully process this before he gets to us.
I have a feeling he's going to get to us either way.
Yes, he will.
But if he's in person, then I feel like he's gonna reach through. I think he's gonna try and strangle me.
Yeah, so at least if we do this, we can already know he might be coming mad. So if anything, I can act as a shield because he won't throttle me.
And he'll have to go through me if he wants to go through Sammy. So
yeah, it's fine. This will be fine. This letter is the best idea. And so in the letter, they explain the reason Timmy was not home is because he snuck out to go see Sammy.
I look at the gallery and sweat.
I feel like this is I don't see us doing it. I don't think you can do anything else tonight, Avi, because it's late for you.
Consider
so
I'm
it'll
feral.
Be up to you. I'm feral as well. I will take another break, and we can do this if Noodle is willing.
I am very feral too, but title card.
I can
consider I have an editing software. I can put in title card afterwards. I literally have an editing software just for putting title cards in afterwards. But we will need another 15-minute break afterwards. Anyways, let's wrap this one up and we can discuss this in a minute. We're all feral gremlins. I'm so sorry. This is effectively a game at this point in 3 parts.
It is, honestly, but I'm just sitting here. I am feral. If Noodle's game for it and everybody else is game for it.
Yeah.
Okay, we can discuss this in 5 minutes once we've gotten through the FPS.
All right.
Yes.
I don't want to edit this.
I sweat. I just saw the in person. It's better, but hindsight 2020, and I'm just like, oh god. Wrong move.
Also consider the fact that this is in character for all 3 of our boys.
This is
okay.
Leo cameo win.
Look at Doobie drags along. They broke the brother. Come on. Okay, seriously, FPS. We could do this because I really need to take a break. They make the letter. In it, they explain Timmy snuck out because he wanted to go see Sammy because another Kelly changed a tune. That went good and Timmy will probably mention the subjects brought up. So Jubilee knows, please don't mention those around me. They're very upsetting. I will not be saying those out loud because I don't want to have...
Sammy would mention in a postscript, "I am so sorry. I didn't realize that your brother did not know about these things."
So yeah, we got all the stuff we covered in the intro here. Basically, the summary we provided before gets put in there. But then also an additional summary of, hey, I may not have been responsive for 2 hours, but I met a deity, and I'm finally processing my emotions properly, and everything's a lot better now. So don't worry, and please don't be mad at me, Juby. And he will say Juby in the writing. Sincerely, Timmy. All right. And I guess that's where we end our part, with them writing that letter and then retreating into the House of Paint.
Yep, Sammy, I feel like the loyal airplanes are waterproof, so Sammy would open up the window and send it off before retreating into the House of Paint, because he is big fear.
And would our guests like to... Oh, wait, you go.
Oh, Arata's going to immediately start cooking, because House of Paint. He can make food!
Beloved! We will discuss that after FPS. With this, I do say, would our guests like to unmute?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Noodle. I'm so sorry. I'm going to mute now. I love you. Bye.
And now I have my short little epilogue. Because that delightful little airplane makes its way across Villestown and finds itself going through a window on the lap of a tall toon who is playing guitar. And it's quite ironic, the timing, because as that little airplane lands, well, one of Jubilee's guitar strings snaps. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you, audience.
Both
Hi.
now and in the future.
We're-
Thank you for everybody who dropped by in the gallery, like, what the fuck is going on?
To all the people who didn't even join in and listen, thank you to all the people who our only commentary was "What have you done?" and our only response was "We're sorry." So we're gonna call that the end of this FPS, and then we will there will be a part 3 soon. I have to take a break, so bye.
Bye.
I have. Bye, guys.